Hello, my name's Teresa, and today I'm going to teach you how to make DIY flower crowns for you and your pet. Okay, so the items that you need for your DIY flower crown are a pair of scissors, some measuring tape, floral wire, some sticky tape, and you can find this in the floral section as well, floral tape, floral cutters, and then this is twine. This is optional, and the ribbon's optional as well. And over here we have an assortment of fake flowers. You can use fake or real. This isn't flowers, but I'm going to be adding this on just for some extra color. And then I'm going to add some vines on there too. And then over there I have, that's optional as well, but I'm going to be using a glue gun, and you can use that, or you can just stick with the tapes if you want to. So I'm going to be making a flower crown for my dog, and his head is basically 20 inches all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my floral tape against this measuring tape. And so he's 20, and I'm going to add an extra 5 just to be able to play around with. So I'm just going to stretch this out, and I'm going to cut it right there. And then what I want to do is wrap this around to form a circle. So I'm just going to use the extra inches that I have, and I'm just going to kind of reinforce it on the outside. So I'm just taking the circle, and I'm just wrapping this around like this. And I just want to tie any loose edges into the circle part of the crown. So we're just going to be making the base of our crown. And this is the part that's going to sit on the top of your head, or your dog's head, or your cat's head. And you can make a matching set for you and your pet if you want to also. So just wrapping this on the outside so that there's no extra wire sticking out. Okay, so now I've got my circle. Now the next thing I want to do is, since this is floral wire, I want to make this softer so that it doesn't hurt anybody, yourself or your pet. So I'm going to be taking this floral tape, and they sell this in the floral section. And to make it easier, I'm just going to cut small pieces at a time. So I'm just cutting about this big. I don't know how many inches that is, but I'm just cutting some small pieces. And I'm going to start at the back, and I'm going to wrap around like this. And I'm going to go all the way around the entire length of the crown. So give yourself about 20 minutes to a half hour to do this part. So you could watch TV, just get comfortable. This part might take you a while, but it's definitely worth it because it'll soften the crown for you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out the way I want my crown to look. So I've got this greenery. So I'm just going to place that here. And then I'll place that there. And I have this really cool looking flower with texture that I want to add there. And then I want to add some colorful flowers in the front. So the idea is that I want to try to make my crown look like this. Just a couple of flowers. Now if you're doing your own head and you want to go crazy, you can use a whole bunch of these flowers. You can use like 20 if you want to. I'm just doing something a little bit more simple, and I'm going to add some twine at the end as well. So these can go over here for now. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my greenery, and I want to tape it to my crown like this. It's just going to make it look full. And I already took some pieces of tape and just pre-cut them just to make it easier. So I need to take a piece of this tape and just stick that on the inside to secure that to my crown. And I like it because it's all green, it's all going to be camouflage. So, and in addition, we'll add some twine to cover anything up. And as you can see, this is pretty good. Then I'm going to take my other piece of greenery, and I'm going to tape that down. So I have this piece, and you can cut as big or as small as you want. I'm just going to tape this right here and wrap that around the back to secure that. So now that's starting to look full. And you can add more if you want it to flatten out a little bit, like if this was sticking up too much, just add some more tape. Smaller piece. Okay, so we've got that, that's looking full. Then I wanna take this piece and for this, I'm actually gonna tape a piece down there, but then I'm gonna hot glue it so that it doesn't move. So just have a couple of these pieces ready as you're working. And then what I wanna do is just hot glue this down, so just to reinforce it a little bit. Make sure you don't touch the glue. Just let that sit for a little bit. Okay, so the first flower I'm gonna add is gonna be this orange one. And so I'm gonna be using my tape and I'm gonna tape it underneath. So you're just gonna wrap it around and it's gonna be camouflaged in there. And you're just gonna tape that together underneath. Then I'm gonna add my next flower, which is going to be this yellow one. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take my heavy tape, not my floral tape, but my heavy tape. And I'm just gonna tape this where I want it next to this flower underneath. And I'm gonna do the same thing for all flowers that I wanna add to my crown. Okay, so I want to add some of this really cool twine. It comes with some vines throughout, which is nice. So you can either do something like that. I think it's like 10 bucks on Amazon. You get a huge roll. Or you can do some ribbon throughout too, if you just want to kind of loop it through your crown. It's optional, but it makes it look really nice. So I'm just going to take this and I'm really just going to loop it throughout and go all the way around my crown. And when you get to the end, you can make a knot and connect them if you want to. I'm just gonna go underneath and through each flower. Just gives it a little nice added texture and it looks really good. If you wanna go through your greenery, you can. And then what you can do is where the two pieces meet over here, you could just tie them together. So I'm just gonna give this a little snip. And I'm just gonna tie this together. Okay, so I've made a matching set of crowns for both of my dogs. Diesel, who's 32 pounds, has like a medium head, and little Rosie, who's 13 pounds with a smaller head. And you could also make one, like I said, for you and your pets to match if you want. Just some tips and tricks. You don't have to use a glue gun if you don't want to, but I just find that pieces that are hard to keep onto my crown, I will use a glue gun. And you can actually use this floral tape throughout your whole project. I just found them when I was making them, I like to use this thicker and stronger tape to keep things intact. So if you really plan on wearing it and it's not just for show, I would definitely use this thicker tape you can find in the floral section in addition to the floral tape. Again, this is just a nice add-on if you want, and you can also do different colors of ribbon and just make your flower crowns really pop. I hope you have fun making yours. We're gonna try the ones that I made onto my dogs and we'll see if they like them.